Interesting data then when it comes to the hotel stocks. And if you do just a bit of a comparison with the global hotel stocks and the kind of market cap that they command, the likes of Marriott, for instance, close to $50 billion US dollars, that is, Hilton Worldwide Holdings, close to $35 billion, and the kind of returns that they've given in the last 1 month as well as the last 1 year. So, for instance, some of these companies in the last 1 year have gained about 3% to 15%, 22% for InterContinental. For Hyatt hotels, that's the kind of return you see. And then you put Indian hotels, and that outperformance is evident. The market cap, of course, is significantly less at about $5.5 billion or at about 44,000 crores. But in terms of the kind of 1 month return, a 15% return is what you've seen in the last 1 month. And even Nikunj, the last 1 year returns have been close to 120%.
I think Indian Hotel now is one amongst the top hotel in terms of market cap in the world now. Yeah. And remember, when you are looking at the world average, we are comparing it with the Marriotts and the large casino chains in Macau and the large casino chains in Vegas. So in relation to that, I guess in terms of market cap, where the market cap of Indian Hotel is, it is at an all-time high, is what I understand. I think it is in the top quartile now. So that's incredible for an Indian company which has global presence.
Yeah.
But the performance of Indian Hotel as a stock has been nothing short of extraordinary. And a large part of the onus is of course on the environment, which is that post-COVID crush. Now it's a rush. So I think there's a big change there. But also there are changes which are happening in the balance sheet level. With other hotel companies, you always will have an interplay between demand and supply. With Indian Hotel, there are fundamental changes which have happened in their capital allocation structure. They're debt free now. They've launched new services. They're looking at digital. Puneet Chatwal has done a great job in steering the ship. They've got a lot of costs which are permanently down. And trust me when I say that, we are just planning as a family for some Diwali break. And it's shocking to see that if you look at any of the large luxury hotels, they are actually reaching that category, what could be called as an unaffordable category. Yeah. The Ganpati weekend, the Diwali weekend, Christmas weekend, try and do a Google and see large luxury hotel chains, the destination holidays, all of them are completely sold out.
Booked out, absolutely.
Kunal, you have believed that it's not as much Indian hotels now, but the smaller ones, chalet, etc., which make for a better trade. Does that trade still hold?
So there are two parts to it. Indian Hotels is more like a consistent stock. It's like ICICI Bank from the entire banking pack. It has to be part of your core banking portfolio. So if you're looking to buy from the hotel stocks, Indian Hotel of course has done reasonably well, and it continues to do reasonably well even from a near-term play. But when you're looking at trading aspect, the gamut is completely different because you have so many of the other names. I was looking at the smaller names like Hilton, for example, which has done reasonably well in the last 2 months. I think the stock has recovered more than 40% in that kind of a time span. Chalet Hotels, Lemon Tree, EIH Hotels, I think has done reasonably well for itself. So there are so many of these other smaller names which could be used as good trading plays. So Indian Hotels doing well indicates that the trend in the sector trend is quite strong, intact. And when you're looking at a strong sector trend, you try and bank on to these other mid cap names to try and generate that stronger alpha when you're looking at it from a pure play trading play. So bullish on both these aspects. Yes, Indian Hotels more from a positional and a portfolio perspective, but the other names as well could be used as more trading plays.
And Naresh, since we're talking about this, and such a proud moment as well when you talk about Indian Hotels being one of the largest companies around the world with market capitalization. We've got Kunal's views in. What about you? We've seen what's happened with the chalet hotels earlier this week. Yesterday, when we came into trade, it was already trading at a 52-week high. We've seen fund managers talk a lot more about Lemon Tree hotels as well. So if I were to ask you for the pack, what would be your top gainers? It's also been a week where we've seen EIH hit a 52-week high.
So I've been extremely bullish on this sector for quite some time now, and the price action is also very positive. So Indian Hotels remains the top pick, but after the current move, it becomes a case where the risk reward is not great. So now the top pick for me is Mahindra Holidays. Now this is a company which has gone nowhere for the last 12 to 14 years. Very similar to what was the case with Indian Hotels at 150 to 180, wherein that was the top from 2006 till 2022. Same is the case with Mahindra Holidays. 250 was the top back in 2009-10. Two 300 was roughly the top back in 2017, and now finally we've crossed that high. So Mahindra Holidays is the next one. Next, after that, it comes down to Lemon Tree and Chalet Hotels. Lemon Tree again is trying to sustain about that pre-COVID prices of 65, 70. All-time highs are closer to 90. Both these, say, Chalet Hotels similarly is trying to sustain about 330, 340 levels. Both these names do not have a very long history of charting, so we can't say what was the top back in the previous days. But if you look at all the hotel companies across, whether EIH today, this whole sector has gone through a period of zero return for 10, 15 years. So if I pick up a EIH hotels, even after yesterday's move up, the stock was at 200, 240 in 2007. And today also it's struggling at 170 to 190 levels. So it's a trend which is coming up after 10 to 15 years. It should slowly and steadily do better over the next 1 to 2 years. That is the expectation. We've just spent 6 months time in a trend as of now, so there is a lot more to go in them. So for now, I'd go with Mahindra Holidays, Lemon Tree next, and Chalet Hotels. These three ones would be the most interesting.